What is up, everybody? I'm back with another video, man. Today we're going to do 10 NBA legends that won God Mode in the NBA Finals by B Souls. Let's get into it.
The NBA Finals is the reason why players play the game. It is the biggest stage to show that you are one of the NBA's best talents. A stage that legends have used to show that they are so ahead of the competition that nobody can stop them. Today we're going to go over the 10 greatest finals performances in NBA history. Now, as you see with this video, Team B Souls is going behind the scenes, and we're really trying to give y'all some really high quality content on a week by week basis. So if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to leave a like on this video. It shows us support, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, but I know that's not why y'all came here for. And let's go ahead and start this video off. Let's start off the video by talking about LeBron James's performance in the 2016 NBA Finals. LeBron James in the rematch against the new Dynasty Warriors was nothing short of amazing. What he did this series was complete all-around NBA greatness. In his second straight trip to the finals after returning to the Cleveland Cavaliers, they found themselves quickly down 3-1. Now, in those 4 games, it's not like LeBron James was playing bad per se. He was averaging roughly 25 points, 8 assists, and 11 rebounds on 48% shooting from the field. But I'm not gonna lie, the 6 turnovers a game was pretty crippling, but nevertheless, he wasn't playing horrible. But how LeBron played in the last 3 games of this series was damn near perfect basketball. How good do you have to be to lead your team back from 3-1 in the NBA Finals against a 70+ win team?
I ain't gonna lie, that was crazy, bro. That they came back from a 3-1 lead from a team that's 73-9. That's crazy. I can't with that, bro. I still can't like really wrap my head or like that is so crazy, bro.
Damn near perfect, and that is what LeBron James played like in these last 3 games. LeBron averaged 36.3 points, 11.7 rebounds, and 9.7 assists over those last 3 games, while simultaneously lowering his turnovers from closer to 6 a game in the first 4 games to 2.7 a game. In back-to-back games, those games being Game 5 and Game 6, LeBron James had 41 points in each of those games on some ridiculous efficiency. In Game 7, he had a 27-point triple-double, and even though the game was more slowed down and not as high scoring as the last couple of games, LeBron James made the crucial plays. One might say the play of the decade in the 4th quarter of this game, as he had that ridiculous block on Andre Iguodala. He was nothing short of special, as he argued.
Okay, that block was cool and all, but we're not gonna act like Kyrie really didn't have the game-winning shot, but
we led the greatest comeback in NBA history and dominated a team who thought they had their opponents figured out. For the whole series, he averaged roughly 30 points a game, 11 rebounds and 9 assists for the series, along with 2.6 steals and 2.3 blocks. He led in every major statistical category in the NBA Finals and was the first player to ever do so. And by the end of it, brought a championship to a city that hasn't won anything for over 50 years. Michael Jordan in the 1993 NBA Finals was completely out of this world. While yes, this was not a thriller of a series that went to a Game 7 like the 2016 NBA Finals, when it came to pure dominance, Michael Jordan may have had the most dominant series of all time. Jordan for the series played 45.7 minutes per game. Let me just repeat that. He averaged roughly 46 minutes a game. And in those minutes averaged 41 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 6.3 assists with only 2.7 turnovers a game. Games 3 through 5 were the most impressive out of the stretch, with MJ scoring 44, 55, and 41 in those games respectively. While yes, Jordan did statistically and individually dominate these games, I do want to give some quick credit to the Phoenix Suns. While yes, the series did not go to a Game 7, every single game was within a 10-point margin, 5 of those 6 games being within an 8-point margin. As a matter of fact, the Bulls only won Game 6 by a mere 1 point. So to say that Jordan just dominated a weak team and cruised to his 3rd straight championship would be completely wrong. However, even given that context, that still doesn't take away from how dominant Jordan was in this series. The 41 points per game he averaged in these finals is still an NBA Finals record and is again a testament to how good he was in the series. In The Last Dance, it was said that Jerry Krause loved Dan Marley, who was guarding Michael Jordan, who was coming off of making 2 All-Star nods, and that alone was enough motivation for Michael Jordan to come in and show that he couldn't guard him in his own dreams. Dwayne Wade in the 2006 NBA Finals had no business of being that dominant. Well, you know, looking back, he did, because he really is just that good. But in this series, a young Dwayne Wade faced a prime Dirk Nowitzki in the NBA Finals and faced a Dallas Mavericks team that won 60 games in the regular season. But apparently that challenge was nothing to a 24-year-old Dwayne Wade, who in this series averaged 34.7 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 3.8 assists, along with 2.7 steals a game as he attacked the rim ferociously and knew that nobody on the Mavs could stop him, which led to 97 free throws in 6 games and 25 in just 1 game in Game 5. That's ridiculous. Now some might
Wait, 25 free throws in what?
say that those free throws point to the fact that this series might have been rigged, but that's another video for another day. In Game 3, Dwayne Wade, with 6.5 minutes left in the game, scored 12 points and forced the game into overtime and ended the game with 42 points and single-handedly beat the Dallas Mavericks to start a historic run. He also shot 50% from the field and was the 4th player to score over 35 points per game in 4 consecutive finals games, joining Michael Jordan, Rick Barry, and Elgin Baylor. This was just a pure display of domination from the young star that cemented his greatness early on in his career. Shaq in 2000, man, Shaq in 2000 was crazy. Shaquille O'Neal in the finals averaged 38 points, 16 rebounds, and 2 blocks on 61% shooting from the field. Honestly, it won't take us too long. Let's go ahead and talk about what Shaq did on a game-by-game basis, because this is gonna be pretty fun. The first game of the series set the series off with Shaq putting up 43 points and 19 rebounds, along with 4 assists and 3 blocks. Oh my god. He then followed that up with a 40-point and 24 rebound game. A 40-point and 24 rebound game. And then he followed that up with his worst game of the series by far, as he put up a mere 33 points and 13 rebounds in a loss. And then he bounced back the next game and put up 36 points and 21 rebounds. And then in Game 5, he just had a horrible game because he put up 35 points and 11 rebounds in a loss. Wow, what a underperformance. But then in the closeout game, Shaquille O'Neal put up a monstrous 41 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 blocks to win his first of 4 NBA championships in his career. Talk about pure dominance. We're talking about a guy that was crushing the rim with thunderous dunk after thunderous dunk, and also showing off his post game with the left hooks, the right hooks, and with crazy spin moves, catching lobs. He showed off his incredible speed and athleticism along with his great hands this series for the world to see and to show that he was the driving force of one of the best teams in the league that was going to become a dynasty in the forthcoming future. Tim Duncan in 2003 had arguably the most slept on finals run of all time. It's just no one ever talks about it. For some reason, there is this idea that the Lakers three-peated and then immediately the year after, they just lost to the Pistons and broke up. But the reality of what happened was that the Lakers three-peated, Tim Duncan and the Spurs eliminated them in the second round the year after, and Tim Duncan not only went on to win the NBA championship, but also had one of the most dominant performances in finals history. In the NBA Finals, Tim Duncan dominated both ends of the floor, averaging 24 points, 17 rebounds with an impressive 5.3 assists per game, and with Tim Duncan being the great two-way player that he was, averaged 5 blocks per game in the finals as well. As a matter of fact, there are videos on YouTube that quite literally try to make the case that Tim Duncan was robbed of a quadruple double in Game 6. Because in Game 6, according to what the box score says, he put up 21 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists, and 8 blocks. However, if you look back on the footage, apparently there is a case that Tim Duncan actually recorded 10 blocks. Therefore, his stat line should have been 21 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists, and 10 blocks. Regardless though, Tim Duncan putting up that stat line is already insane as it is. In the 2009 NBA Finals, Kobe Bryant was in complete form. and completely dominated the Orlando Magic, and they had no answers for him. In this series, Kobe averaged 32.4 points a game, 5.6 rebounds, 7.4 assists, 1.4 steals, and 1.4 blocks a game. A really well-rounded and dominant performance from Kobe in this 5-game series. Kobe in the series was dominant on both sides of the ball and was fully in his bag, giving every defender the Magic threw at him move after move, and in this series simply showed his complete arsenal and showed why he is arguably the most skilled player of all time. Scoring wise. And he didn't take too long in this series to tell the Magic that he didn't come here to play. In just the first game of this series, Kobe came out swinging with 40 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 blocks in that game. And let me just remind you guys that Kobe Bryant put up that stat line without making any threes. Just pure buckets. Yes, there may be other series in history where players had more dominant games and had more memorable moments than Kobe in 2009, but from every angle you look at it, he had one of the most well-rounded series of all time and was consistently dominant within these 5 games. Now let's take it back to the 1980s and talk about Earvin Magic Johnson. Now a lot of us know about his rookie year, when he stepped up for the Lakers and played center in Game 6 and put up arguably the single greatest game in basketball history. However, in terms of his most...
Will got the single greatest game in basketball history. I seen the stat line, bro. Dude dropped like 55, 20 plus rebounds and some more stuff, bro. That stat line is crazy.
Final series, that would have to be the 1987 NBA Finals. In this series, Magic Johnson averaged 26 points, 13 assists and 8 rebounds, along with 2.3 steals in 6 games against the Larry Bird-led Celtics. He started the series off in Game 1, putting up 29 points, 13 boards, and 8 assists with no turnovers. Let me just say that again, no turnovers, in a crushing 126-113 win. In the very next game, he put up 22 points and 20 assists. A 20-20 game in the NBA Finals while winning 141-122. Game 4 of this series is where we got that iconic junior skyhook move as he used it against Michaelin Parrish, cementing the Lakers another victory.
Okay, so I just looked up the Wilt thing. Bro, he scored 53 points, 32 rebounds, 14 assists, 24 blocks, and 11 steals. There's no basketball game that would, no single stat line will ever be greater than that, bro.
Magic Johnson was simply all over the place this series, and in a good way. He was getting everybody involved, he was also scoring himself, doing whatever the team needed him to do, while also defending as well. Shaq again, yep, Shaquille O'Neal made 2 entries in this video because that's just how dominant he was in the early 2000s. Against the Nets, damn, the Nets were really getting cooked in the early 2000s. They got cooked by Tim Duncan and Shaquille O'Neal in back-to-back years. But anyways, against the Nets, Shaq and the Lakers were able to complete the elusive three-peat, with Shaq also capturing his 3rd straight Finals MVP, averaging 36 points and 12 rebounds in this series, while shooting damn near 60% from the field. Shaq put on a show for his hometown of New Jersey and demolished the New Jersey Nets, sweeping the hell out of them, as the Lakers would sweep them in a 4-game series, with Shaquille O'Neal setting the record at that time for the most points in a 4-game series at 145 points, which was held by Hakeem Olajuwon, who scored 131 in 1995, actually against Shaq himself while he was in Orlando. I mean, even just by watching the highlights, you can tell by the faces of the bigs who had to guard Shaq that, you know, they
you can tell by you can't see their faces, bruh. It's so low quality, you can't see their faces.
Just had no chance, and he completely deserves all of his flowers for the dominance he put up in this series. Fun fact of the day, the NBA didn't start in the 1990s. It's been running for a long time. However, the Finals MVP actually wasn't a thing until the 1969 NBA Finals. Just by nature, it just seems right that the Finals MVP goes to the best player on the winning team. And as history has shown, that has been the case for the most part. But the very first series the award was introduced immediately challenged that notion. The logo himself, Jerry West was going crazy in the NBA Finals and put on one of the most dominant performances in NBA history. He started off the finals by dropping 53 points on the Celtics in Game 1, and for the whole series averaged 37.9 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 7.4 assists per game, as he was nothing short of amazing. He was a beast from start to finish, and he capped off the series with a 42-point triple-double in Game 7 by grabbing 13 boards and 12 assists. Look, man, he just put the Lakers on his back. Now, Game 7 of this series actually came with a lot of controversy. With 5 minutes left in the game, Wilt Chamberlain landed awkwardly and came to the bench with an injured knee while the Lakers were down by 9. The Lakers then made a late game comeback. However, when Wilt told the coach that he was ready to come back, the coach said that they were doing fine without him and benched him for the rest of the game, where the Celtics would successfully hold off the Lakers to win the game and therefore the series. And with no precedence when it came to the award, because this was the first time it was given out, and with Jerry West being as dominant as he was awarded not only the first Finals MVP in history, but to this day is the only recipient of the award that played on the losing team. Kevin Durant was the most hated man in the NBA in 2017 as he joined the Golden State Warriors after, y'all know the story, man. Just ask Cash Nasty. He'll tell you all about it. And we can say all we want and even provide context to the mismatch within this NBA Finals series, but if Shaq's performances are considered to be great enough to be on this list despite suspect competition, then KD's performance in 2017 also deserves a spot.
Bro, you can say all you want, bro, but it gets to a point where you're in the NBA where you don't care about the money no more. You just want to win, and that's what he did. You know
on this list as well. Kevin Durant, in his second finals appearance and first with Golden State, averaged 35 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists, and in this series never had a game with less than 30 points. In a series with Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Kevin Love, and Draymond Green, Kevin Durant's performance was so dominant that a majority of voters, and honestly people that just watched the series live, clearly viewed him as the Finals MVP. Mind you, in the same series, LeBron James averaged 34, 12, and 10 on insane efficiency, and for KD to perform on a level that can even make an argument to have been better than LeBron that series says a lot about how good KD was in the NBA Finals. And I know we all remember this three.
Incredible opportunity.
Durant for three.
It's good. Kevin Durant from downtown, and Golden State takes the lead.
There was no answer for KD, and he completely dominated the Cavs and showed why the Warriors wanted him so badly, and also why the rest of the NBA didn't want him on the Warriors. If you like this video, leave a like. We've been, again, working really hard to give you all these really high quality.
Hey, bro, that was a WV, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe, and we out, bro.